Well, they finally managed to beat the Blackhawks this year. I'm Jake. I can't skate. And this is a Flames hockey game day recap. Lots of undersung performances yesterday, and that's good. Good guys win 3-1 over the Chicago Blackhawks. And lots of guys were pretty darn good today, but for starters, Devin Cooley, if you'd have told me he was gonna be 8-4-2 in his appearances this season, I would have thought the Flames are gonna be winning the division. He has been a revelation and was great again yesterday. Didn't start out awesome. Few minutes in, Flames have some trouble on rush defense again. Raise your hand if you're shocked by that. Oh wait, because this has been a problem we've been dealing with basically the entire season. But it happens again. Nick Foligno gets a nice pass, puts it top shelf on Devin Cooley. Hawks take a 1-0 lead, and they would never lead again. And that's because less than a minute after the goal, Hawks take an interference penalty, and on a play that starts with Connor Zary once again driving the puck to the net. I don't know where this Connor Zary has been most of the season. Maybe he's still been rehabbing that leg, but he seems to have rediscovered his nose for the net, and he drives again, gets stopped, but the puck goes to Mikael Backlund, who taps it over to Yegor Sharangovich, who lifts it into the net. That Flames power play all of a sudden looks great, especially Backlund, Sharangovich, and Zary. And as a whole, the Backlund, Sharangovich, and Coronado line has looked great since Blake Coleman went down. But either way, it's a power play goal, and the Flames have tied the game at 1. And then Mikael Backlund, furthering his case to stick it in the face of Swedish hockey officials on a Blackhawk power play, decides, I'm gonna do it myself, steals the breakout, puts on the Jets like he's 24 again, gets himself a breakaway, and absolutely buries it. Stops up, goes to the forehand, and rips it in on the breakaway. This doesn't look like a Selke guy. This looks like a guy that should be scoring 40. And he does it with his sister and nephew in the crowd. And it's 2-1 Flames. The special teams power the Flames to the lead after one period. And then the second period's just pretty even. Both teams get some chances. Devin Cooley's good. Flames should probably get a couple more. Honestly, they were the better team in this game outside of the first 2 minutes of it. But what really is interesting happened right at the end of the second period. And it starts with Connor Murphy hit at center ice on Joel Farabee, who's got his head down. Nothing wrong with this hit. But Farabee stands up for himself. But we have a funny moment first, because Murphy actually took the worst of the hit and was winded. And so he had to delay starting the fight and dropping the gloves with Joel because he couldn't breathe for a second. So he had to like tap him and say, hey, give me a minute. And then they get to fighting and the fight's okay. But I'm just impressed with Farabee standing up for himself after he takes a big hit there. Then only a minute or so after that, Kevin Bahl sends Oliver Moore to the freaking Shadow Realm. He absolutely blows him up with a hip check. And it's a great hit. Unfortunately, Moore's a little shaken up by it, but this is amazing. This is what Kevin Bahl can do, and he's added that little bit of meanness to his game over the last little while. In addition to a little bit of offense, that's exactly what we'd like to see from one who's hopefully gonna be our more important defenders going forward after the season. He makes a huge hit. I'm all over it. He gets jumped, which I'm not a fan of. There was nothing wrong with this hit whatsoever. It's an absolutely clean hip check. It's just an annihilation, I guess. So the Chicago Blackhawks jump Kevin Bahl, which I don't love, and Flames get a lengthy power play out of it. For the first time in a bit, the power play doesn't really do it for us, but after 2 and all the penalties, it's still 2-1, and the Flames are looking good. And third period's not much different. They're the better team for most of it. Hawks push a little, but at no point am I really scared. And whenever they do get chances, Devin Cooley's up to the task. And late in the game, it's Matt Coronado actually sealing the game into the empty net. Flames win 3-1 and salvage a little bit from this long road trip. They end up going 2-3, which, based on a couple performances on this road trip, looks a little better than it felt. This road trip felt real bad. It felt real bad. I would not have been surprised with 1-4. The 2 best performances actually came with Devin Cooley in net. Had we given these performances with Wolfie in net, I think we maybe at least get 1 more win, possibly even 2, but that's besides the point. Flames come back home now. They only have 1 more road game before the Olympic break, and that's good because we're an awful road team for some reason. And we'll see if they can make a little more hay. They're probably making that hay without one of the guys wearing A's. It really does look like Rasmus is probably gone by this weekend. And once he is, we'll be doing videos on the return the Flames get from that trade and what the Flames are gonna miss from Rasmus Andersson. But that's just life. This is how the season's gonna go, because it was always about getting younger. This was a trade that was always going to happen. But I'm very curious what the final pitch, and it's gonna depend, I think, on whether the team gets an extension or not. It could get bad, even at home. After the Andersson trade, I fully accept that. This will weaken the team, but it's also very good for the team. It should permanently open the way for Zane Parekh. By the end of the season, I expect a good chunk of our lineup will be under the age of 25. We'll see where this goes. Do all the YouTube things. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, go Flames.